Hi, this is Katie. Don't mind my face today. So, I just want to tell you guys that I'm not editing this video at all. At all. So you're gonna see like all my mistakes. You're gonna see how often I like fumble, is that the word, over my words because I talk too fast sometimes. But in today's video, I wanted to talk about, I think there's like 5 or 6 things that I like have messed up on. Essentially, they are my top 5 or 6 travel mistakes. That's what this video is gonna be. And yeah, okay. Okay, so yeah, no, I already just told you what the video is gonna be. I'm just going to tell you and then explain a little bit of why they were mistakes, and then I guess what I would do differently now after I already made the mistakes, if that makes sense. See, I would have edited all this out already, but I don't want to edit it because I do not have time to edit it because it is already Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. And so I'm a little bit late, so I'm not gonna edit it, just gonna throw it up. Okay, Katie, shut up. Okay, so the first one, and it's probably the biggest travel mistake that I have ever made, was, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you have heard many stories about a road trip that I went on with my friend Matt about 5.5 years ago. And so this travel mistake was with him. And so that was the first time I went to Yellowstone, was with Matt in October of 2012. And so if you guys know anything about Yellowstone, you know that in October, it's really cold. I feel like I have lipstick everywhere. But yeah, so it's really cold. Yellowstone gets really cold at night anyway, no matter what season it is, but especially during like the fall and the winter, it gets really cold. And we just didn't plan. We did not plan for it at all. Matt was like, oh, let's go Yellowstone, let's go camping. And I'm like, all right, cool, I've never been, and whatever, that's fine by me. And we had a tent, just like a regular tent, and we had 2 sleeping bags, but they were like 50-degree sleeping bags. And if you guys know anything about sleeping bags, 50-degree sleeping bag essentially will keep you warm if you are camping in your backyard in the summer and it gets down to like 65. 50-degree sleeping bag does not keep you warm really at all. It's just kind of like having a blanket. And so that's really all that we had. We didn't plan, we didn't know anything. We just kind of went and hung out in Yellowstone, set up our tent, got into the sleeping bags at night, and it was like, oh, it's kind of cold, it's kind of cold. And it ended up getting down to probably between 25 and 30. And we were literally freezing. That's below freezing in Fahrenheit. That is below freezing. Freezing. And we had just these sleeping bags. And it was funny because we stayed there for 2 nights, and we did not even bother that like second day that we were there. We didn't even bother to go buy better sleeping bags. I don't know if we were just like, oh, we can handle it one more night. But it was horrible. It was probably the coldest I've ever been in my entire life. Because I've slept in freezing weather in my car, but it's a little bit warmer just in the car, obviously, because you're not in like a paper thin tent. And so yeah, it was horrible. We ended up zippering the sleeping bags together for like body heat, and then also I just slept like under the sleeping bag, like inside of it, like my head was inside the sleeping bag. It was horrible. It was, yeah, just a really bad decision. And then the second one is similar but the opposite. About, oh my gosh, almost 4 years ago now was the first time I ever went to Zion. I love Zion. If you guys have not been there, you need to go. Zion is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my entire life. It's in Utah. It's just freaking gorgeous. And so I went to Zion, and this was July. And so literally the opposite thing happened. Zion in July during the day gets up to like 80 and very sunny. At least the week I was there was very sunny. And I did not think to bring a hat. I probably put some sunscreen on, but I didn't really think to like cover my body. And so I got pretty bad. I don't know if it was sun poisoning. I don't know what like the term is of what I got, but I got ridiculously overheated, where like I got that kind of like I felt really sick from it. And so yeah, so these 2 stories, especially the first one, but these 2 stories, kind of now learning from those, I will check the weather before I go somewhere. And just like, I'm not a planner. You guys know that about me if you've watched multiple of my videos, multiple videos of mine, whatever. You know that I'm not a planner. If I'm saying that I'm going to Omaha, I usually don't know how long I'm gonna be there. P.S. It's raining. Is it really loud? Or is it like soothing? I don't know. But so I don't love planning things, especially if it's just me, especially if I don't have to like be anywhere at a specific time. And that's actually my favorite. I don't really love to plan my trips. But things like weather, you kind of need to plan out. If you know that you're gonna be camping somewhere, especially if it's somewhere that you've never been, you can't just assume that it's gonna be the same weather as where you're from. And I guess I just I don't know. I don't know. I just, those few times I just kind of, whatever, I'll figure it out when I get there. And it was just not the safest idea for me. Obviously I was fine and I didn't like end up in a hospital. I didn't end up like really, really sick or anything, but they were incredibly uncomfortable times. And so planning at least a little bit, even if you're not a planner like I'm not, planning at least a little bit, knowing the weather, or like when I go to places, especially national parks, especially like in the spring, summer, especially like in the summer, I will usually get a campground. Like I'll usually reserve a campground unless I know that I can get there really, really early, or I've been there before and so I kind of know what campgrounds are usually empty. But like place like Yellowstone, if you want to go to Yellowstone in July or August, unless you can get there at like 7 in the morning to get one of the campgrounds, and that's even still just a maybe that you would even get one, I suggest reserving a campground at least for your first few nights, and then maybe you can try to see what's available and whatever. But those are the few things that I will really, really plan, like a campground, and then also just knowing the weather, because you can't just, you can't just assume that it's going to be like the same where you're from, or oh, it's summer so it'll be fine. But literally in the summer in Yellowstone it can still get down to the 40s, so like you still need to get a really like good sleeping bag. So anyway, those are my first 2 mistakes. Does that count as 1 or 2? I don't know, but those are my first 2 like really, really big mistakes. Like sleeping in a tent in freezing weather, just not one of the best moments I've had. So the next one is paying attention to where you park. And so my little like memory on this was that I got a parking ticket in LA once. And first of all, if you're gonna go to LA, especially parking tickets, I think mine was like $90. And so if you're gonna go, do I have anything like weird here that you guys are looking at? This is lipstick, not blood, by the way. You know, nothing else is really weird. Okay, I feel like I should have checked before, but I just didn't. But anyway, so when I was in LA once, like four years ago-ish, five years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I got really, really sick. I got like the flu, like really, really sick. And I threw my back out all like in the same day. Oh, that was a bad week. But I just like totally forgot that street cleaning was a thing. And so I forgot to move my car. So I got a $90 ticket. So that one is just pretty simple, but just remember where you park your car. Pay attention to the street signs, especially in like big major cities, because the fines are so crazy. I was just in Savannah and I got a parking ticket and it was $20, but I was able to get out of it because it was a little like, I got a little pissed about it because it was like, it was raining and it was really, really dark. And I got a ticket for parking, like taking up 2 spots. First of all, Savannah parking spots, parallel parking spots are huge. I could fit like 19 of my cars in them. But I took up 2 because it was like pitch black, nighttime, and it was raining, and the lines are so faded. I literally didn't see them, and I was with someone and he didn't see them either. And so I just told that, like I was able to like dispute it online and they accepted my reasoning as a reasoning and they didn't make me pay it. But still, that was only a $20 ticket, when in LA it's like a $90 ticket. So just pay attention to where you're parking, read all those signs, especially like in LA and New York. The signs are crazy. New York, it'll be like, you can't park on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but you can park on Thursdays if you own a horse. Like they're just ridiculous and crazy. So just really, really pay attention to the parking signs. So another mistake that I have made before is driving faster than all the cars around me. General rule, just drive as fast as everyone around you, because I have gotten a few speeding tickets and they are because I'm just kind of not paying attention to how fast I'm going, or you're just kind of like you're passing someone but it means that you're speeding up a little bit or whatever. Just literally, you guys, if the speed limit's 70, a lot of people are going to be going between 75 and like 82, but in some states going over 80 is reckless driving, so you don't want to do that. And just kind of use that as caution anyway, to maybe just not do it in any state. But what was I gonna say? Oh, I've gotten three speeding tickets, I think, and they were all when I was going about 80, but it was just like I ended up going a little bit faster, and then when I realized it was too late because of the other because the cops found me, which was fine. I was going too fast. I deserved that ticket. I get that. But if the speed limit's like 70 and everyone's going 75, but you want to go faster and you want to go 78, really, really think about that. You're only, if somewhere is an hour away, you're only gonna get there like 3 minutes faster than everyone else. And like, is that worth a possible $300 speeding ticket? Or getting in an accident? Like, that's not worth it. And so those people who like zoom and do this, like, I just would not recommend doing that. I just recommend, like, obviously look at the speed limit, but also just kind of copy what everyone else is doing around you, because speeding tickets are not fun. And then like they raised my insurance because I got a speeding ticket and it's horrible. But anyway, okay, so the next one is not paying attention to what I eat. So this is a really, really easy thing to do. When I first started going on road trips, I would just eat junk. I would just eat junk. This is back when I had caffeine. Oh my gosh, it is so loud outside. I hope it's not too loud. I don't know, we'll see. But I would just eat junk all the time. And if you're on a road trip for 2 days and you only go once a year, fine, eat junk all the time. But if you live on the road like I do, you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. So that also even means like taking care of your body, taking care of like your skin and all that kind of stuff. Because letting go, like if you never, when I don't do my hair, like right now I just have my hair up, I do not feel good about myself. When I let my nails get to like this, you kind of can't tell, I don't feel good about myself. If I don't do my skincare routine, which is very few products, I only have like 1 product during the day and 2 at night, I don't feel good about myself. And then the same with eating. If you're just gonna eat junk every single day, you're not gonna feel good about yourself, and also you're not gonna be healthy. And so just make sure that if you're gonna be on the road for an extended period of time, just eat, you know, eat some fruits and vegetables when you can. Eat some good proteins when you can. Lessen your intake of sugar and like carbs and chips and all that kind of stuff. Just when you can, you know, like I love candy, I love snacks and stuff, so I'm gonna still eat them because I can balance it out with other things that I like, and healthier things, especially for me, I have a crazy diet. But just because you're on the road does not mean that you have to eat McDonald's every day, and you can't use being on the road as an excuse to eating McDonald's every day. Because you can go to a grocery store, you can go get healthier options at a place like Chipotle or even like Panera or something, probably not at like a fast food place. And I'm not saying never eat them, I'm just saying pay attention to what you're eating, how often you're eating junk and all that kind of stuff. Because it's really, really easy to just be like, oh, I'll just get snacks and soda and like energy drinks and all that kind of stuff. And it's just not the best for you. And the last thing that I have is not stopping driving when I'm really tired. So I hate admitting this to you guys, especially like my mom's gonna watch this maybe. I'm really, really sorry, Mom. But I have definitely closed my eyes before while I was driving because I was that tired. There's no point of that. No point whatsoever. It is incredibly dangerous for you, and everyone around you. And if you're tired, there are rest stops everywhere. There are truck stops everywhere. Pull over. And like, even if you're like, oh, I think I can make it another 20 minutes, don't. Oh, something just went into my eye. If you're like, I think I can, don't chance it. If you're like, I know I can, and I know that there's a truck stop 20 minutes away and I'm okay right now, and you can like call one of your friends, or you can sing to your music, or you can have a snack, something to keep you awake, but you know that you can make it, that's different and that's okay. But if you're like kind of falling asleep a little bit, and you're about to hit a truck stop, but you're like, no, I know there's one in 20 minutes, I'll go to that one. Please don't. Please don't. It is so, and I know that a lot of these sound like common sense, but they are mistakes that I've made, and so I know that they are mistakes that other people have made, because it's just easy. It's just so easy to make mistakes and then not learn from them. And so maybe just hearing me tell you to like, hey, learn from it because it's not good, maybe it'll help you a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, the sleeping one is probably the worst one. And I remember specifically that it happened once when I went to a show in Baltimore, I think. And I had about a 5-hour drive back to my mom's house, because it's when I was staying at my mom's house. And I think that I left at about 1:30 a.m. And so it was really bad. I ended up, my eyes were closed like for the last hour. Okay, so I always, you guys, this happens to me all the time. I filled up my SD card. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, that I was driving and like on Long Island, my eyes were closed. It was horrible. Okay, so now it's like pouring out, but I'm done with the video anyway. So thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, no, I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Jesus loves you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
She's so dramatic, post a caption, I say no regrets, but that's just a cover up. I know the truth.